wouldn't say you wouldn't spend on the COVID because we had a job to save lives. So the Ministry of Finance estimates, and this money, this $54 billion, was borrowed money. The Ministry of Finance estimates that the interest payment on just this 54 billion Ghana cedis that was borrowed for these three items is 8.5 billion Ghana cedis annually. And this represents 23% of our annual interest payments of about 37 billion Ghana cedis. So to put the expenditure on these three items in perspective, it is important to juxtapose it against the total expenditure releases on some of the government's key flagship projects, including the free SHS, the One District, One Factory, Planting for Food and Jobs, Development Authorities, the Ghana Card, Zongo Development Fund, NAPCO, Teacher Training Allowance, Nursing Training Allowance. The data shows that the expenditure on these flagship policies that I've mentioned, the total expenditure by government on these flagship policies over a 5-year period amounted to 15.6 billion Ghana cedis. 5 years of free SHS, NAPCO, and all of that, 15.6 billion Ghana cedis. And this is compared with the 54 billion Ghana cedis expenditure on the three exceptional items. So the expenditure on the three exceptional items is more than 3 times the expenditure on the flagship programs over 5 years. In fact, the annual interest cost of the borrowing the 54 billion for the three exceptional items would pay for double the annual cost of all the three flagship programs I've referred to. So it should be noted, ladies and gentlemen, that without the 54 billion debt for the three exceptional items, the COVID-19, the financial sector cleanup, and the energy sector excess capacity payments, Ghana's debt to GDP would be within the sustainability thresholds of some 68% instead of the 76.6% at the end of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, following the Russia-Ukraine war, energy and food prices skyrocketed globally. For many advanced economies, inflation reached 30 and 40-year highs. Inflation in Ghana has increased to 29.8% in June 2022. Global supply chains were disrupted and shipping costs increased by over 1,000%. Economic growth slowed down. Higher revenue projections in the 2022 budget based on tax exemptions, property rates, and the e-levy did not materialize. The debt sustainability analysis continued to place Ghana at a high risk of debt distress. There was a credit ratings downgrade by the international credit ratings agencies. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, before COVID-19, Ghana was borrowing some $3 billion annually from the international capital market. But following COVID-19, the international capital markets have been largely inaccessible by emerging market countries like Ghana. Furthermore, as a result of increases in interest rates in the developed economies and increased perceived risk of emerging market economies, investors have pulled $50 billion from emerging market bond funds just in this year, in 2022. 50 billion have been pulled. Non-resident holders of bonds in Ghana were not also rolling over maturities. In a decline in foreign exchange reserves also resulted. With the challenges in accessing the international capital market, balance of payment support was needed to bridge this financing gap, stabilize the economy, and create the space to implement structural reforms and restore debt sustainability. And this is really the reason why Ghana had to go to the IMF. I should again note that Ghana has been hit with a quadruple whammy. the energy sector excess capacity payments, banking sector cleanup, COVID-19, and the Russia-Ukraine war. We have been hit by this quadruple whammy. And I say again that if you take out the fiscal impact of this quadruple whammy, Ghana will not be going to the IMF for support because our fiscal and debt and balance of payments outlook would be sustainable. Of the four factors, COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war were external, and the other two, the banking sector cleanup and the excess capacity payments, were the result of policies of the previous government. Today, all over the world, fuel prices are rising in virtually every country. Food prices are rising, inflation is high, it's at a high for many years, currencies are falling in value, fiscal deficits are rising, debt levels are increasing. This is happening globally, and this tells us that what we are dealing with is a global phenomenon. Let me give you an analogy to make my point. If you ask a carpenter to roof your house, and he roofs this house, and suddenly the roof collapses, without any rainfall or wind, suddenly you have a collapsing of the roof. Will you not blame the carpenter who did the roofing? Will you not blame the carpenter? But if the carpenter roofs your house and the roof collapses because there's a tornado and a storm which has blown away roofs and windows and walls of many houses, will you blame the carpenter? Will you blame the carpenter? So, let us understand the context. Let us understand the context. In one situation, you will definitely blame the carpenter. In another situation, you will blame the tornado. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are interested in the way forward. Whatever is the cause, we are dealing with an economic crisis. Unfortunately, judging from where we are today, there is no end in sight for the Russia-Ukraine war. While we hope for a quick end to the war, we must understand that things could get worse before they get better. We have to steel ourselves for that because we just don't know when this war is going to end. The major lesson of the last 2 years is that we have to be more self-reliant. It is important that we take decisions that will inure to the benefit of the country, regardless of whether we are going to the IMF for a program or not. Regardless, we have to take the decisions that will help Ghana. The immediate task is to restore fiscal and debt sustainability, and these will be through revenue and expenditure measures and structural reforms. There's no way of going about that. We should also try and curtail non-concessional borrowing. That has to be curtailed. The reliance on international capital markets to fill the financing gap of about $3 billion annually exposed the vulnerability of the economy once the capital markets shut down to emerging markets. This has heightened the need for Ghana to build foreign exchange reserve buffers to cater for unanticipated shocks like COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war. Ladies and gentlemen, notwithstanding that Ghana is one of the largest producers of gold in the world, and we have been so for almost 100 years, notwithstanding that, at the end, Ghana's reserves of gold at the central bank, we this largest producer of gold, notwithstanding that, Ghana's reserves of gold at the central bank at the end of 2021 was only 8.7 kilograms. That is our quantum of gold reserves. And it is against this background that the Bank of Ghana started a gold purchase program from gold producers to build up its foreign exchange reserves. To enhance this gold purchase program, government is implementing a new policy, which is already backed by law. And under this new policy, the Bank of Ghana, the central bank, will have the first right of refusal for all gold mined in Ghana. We will have the first right of refusal. The law says if you mine gold, we can buy it off you. And so the central bank will have the first right of refusal, and the central bank will purchase the gold at world market prices, and the mining companies will export the portion that is not purchased by the central bank. This is a very, very important policy. Ultimately, once we accumulate enough gold, our future borrowing and our currency can be backed by gold. This will stabilize the cedi in the long term. We must also deepen our industrialization through value addition to gold. Even though Ghana has 2 gold refineries, none has the London Bullion Market Association certification, and this limits our full participation in the gold value chain. We will urgently work towards LBMA certification for our refineries in the next few years. Value addition to minerals such as lithium and bauxite will similarly be pursued, in addition to our 1D, 1F program and the implementation, a continued implementation of the automotive sector policy. We are building, and we have to build, an industrial economy. We are also poised for major reform in the energy sector. The energy sector has proven to be an Achilles heel of the economy, and the reforms will make the sector more market-based. The investment in technical and vocational education has been massive, and we will continue to focus on technical and vocational education training to provide the skills needed for industry. Domestic revenue mobilization is key to self-reliance. We have put in place the architecture and infrastructure to expand the tax base and collect more taxes. A new unified common platform for the collection of property taxes is going to be soon outlawed. We are rationalizing tax exemptions through the tax exemptions bill. We are easing of the filing of taxes and payment for taxes through the new GRA application. The new architecture for domestic revenue mobilization should be fully operational by the end of the year. The circumstances call for an increased focus on agricultural production in the face of predicted global food shortages. And digitalization, as we have just noted, is key to our participation in the 4th Industrial Revolution, and we must therefore deepen the digitalization of the economy. It is important to note, ladies and gentlemen, that the focus of economic management by successive governments since independence in Ghana has been on crisis management as a result of factors such as the collapse in commodity prices, increase in oil prices, debt unsustainability, political instability, and so on. So governments since independence have tended to focus on crisis management. Governments have, by and large, not focused on building systems and institutions that underpin economic activities in a modern economy. The systems that will reduce bribery and corruption, the systems that will make the delivery of public services efficient, the systems that will enhance domestic revenue mobilization, and the systems that will reduce the cost of doing business and make it easier for Ghanaians. I should note that Ghana has gone to the IMF for a program 17 times since independence. And after each IMF program, The underlying system and structure of the economy has remained the same. After each of the 17 IMF programs, Ghana did not have a national ID card, no functioning national digital property address system, only 30% of the adult population had a bank account, inefficiency, bureaucracy, and bribery at the ports and in delivery of government services, no digitization at the passport office, DVLA, births and deaths, no motor insurance database, no credit scoring for credit reference agencies, less than 4% of the population had a tax identification number, and there was no integration of databases of the GRA, SNIT, Controller and Accountant General, NHIS, Ghana Health Service, Passport Office, DVLA, police, immigration, bank accounts, and SIP cards with a unique identifier. There was no such integration. There were no drones to deliver medical supplies, no universal QR code, no national scale e-pharmacy, no unified common platform for property taxation, no gold purchase program by the Bank of Ghana with a first right of refusal by the central bank for all gold mined in Ghana, no focus on TVET education, no industrial policy like 1D, 1F, no overarching agricultural policy like planting for food and jobs, and no free senior high school education. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking now about a different Ghana, a Ghana that is being rapidly transformed. The underlying systems are being dramatically changed through digitalization and other policies that will transform the structure of the economy. With enhanced fiscal discipline and structural reforms to restore debt sustainability and growth, we should emerge stronger than we have with the previous 17 IMF programs. But it will take hard work and difficult decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, with great pride and personal pleasure, it is good that we are all part of this launch of the 3 new programs by the Accra Business School in collaboration with the Southeast Technical University. It's a day when the neglect of many decades comes to an eventual end. It's a beginning to lay foundations of strengthened institutions to take up the challenges of time with an able and apt workforce. It's a day when a new beginning is being made by forging a common alliance between the government and academic leaderships to protect, preserve, and promote, above all, democracy via digitalization. And to turn this dream into a formidable reality, I launched the academic programs of the BSc IT Management, BSc Cybercrime and IT Security, MSc IT Management. It is a great day, and I know that this is a great school. It's a first-class school, and I'm saying to people who are thinking about careers in IT, these are the sort of courses you want to take if you want to be part of the digital revolution. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Thank you very much. Thank you. very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Technology will be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Technology will be our servant and not our master, because it is seen as a vehicle to solve problems. Digitalization is key to our participation in the fourth industrial revolution, and going forward, we must therefore deepen this agenda for the economy. Such an insightful and outstanding presentation. Your Excellency, I want to thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. 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 Okay. So, going forward, before we move on to the next agenda, we want to acknowledge the presence of two personalities over here. In the presence of Mr. Richard Ayinkra, a member of the Governing Council of Accra Business School. Thank you for coming, Mr. Ayinkra. Also in our presence is Dr. Patrick Ofer, also a member of the Governing Council. Thank you, Doc, for making it to this important occasion. One of our values of an institution is to be able to serve before you can lead. This is one of our cardinal values here in Accra Business School. Before you can be a leader, you must first serve. And we have here in our midst one of the finest servants of this country who has contributed so much to this economy. And I want to invite the presence of the founder of Accra Business School, Bishop Gideon Ofer, to offer an award to such a personality. So, Bishop, thank you. Thank you.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today we deem it a great honor to present the African Servant Leadership Award to one of the country's finest politicians, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. The African Servant Leadership Award, which is under the auspices of the Accra Business School, is to recognize leaders who have used their leadership position to better the lives of ordinary people. The school has identified the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana as one of the leaders of the continent who have selflessly imparted many lives through his digital agenda. In his drive to grow the digital economy of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has created an environment where young people can create jobs, increase incomes, and reduce poverty. In recognition of this effort, Accra Business School today presents to His Excellency the African Servant Leadership Award, Digital Leadership category. Also, Your Excellency, a young man, when he heard you were coming here, decided you're already a very handsome man, but even made you more handsome by drawing you, pencil drawing. The young man here, so Your Excellency, a gift from a young man who traveled from Kumasi to present this to you.
That's fantastic.
This is a young man. Congratulations.
Zumavio pegbe. Avana TV nukpola. Hiha pakpaka ene miakpom choi. Alema banu jona le miapanu toume. Kake Avana TV mele afishi afi ahaodago na duko. Ayata Avana TV na mon kpokpo abanukpola adoduene. Ba nusianu ike ajo le miapanu toume. Alanya jijonya o. Alanya kuhio. Nusianu ike ajo kwa. Jo kapomo na danono matatao. Dodana Avana TV. Bamia ashikadidaji na hihaka